A very good morning to my lecturer, Dr. Madana, and all the audiences who are willing to watch and listen to my digital innovation proposal presentation today. My name is Chen Jong, and I will be presenting my digital innovation proposal. So let's go straight to the point. For my project proposal, it applies the triological method and also with the KPPB element of 6C, which is critical thinking. So what I'm going to propose is going to create a digital innovation app to play a story game. It is an interactive story game to be designed for Year 4 students by integrating the digital language learning approach DLL according to DSKP 3.3, read independently for information and enjoyment. So the students will basically read and understand the grammar or the language focus by choosing the correct grammar to continue the story. So the modified versions will be made to test on their understanding without memorizing their answers. So for the students, they will have to read and decide throughout the story, applying the knowledge and the language focus they have learned throughout the lesson. So if they have problems to understand grammar, this is a very interesting app for them to learn and read and also understand throughout the story. So what is digital learning and also trilogical learning integrated in this innovation product? It is an actually emerging technologies, which is a DLL approach to make the learners to be more active and encourage them to a creative construction of new learning content, which is supported by Lee and Lund 2022. So the emerging technologies offer the possibilities for multi-sensory engagement with learning materials and methods. So it creates space for all the learners and also to interact with the other experienced teachers throughout the digital media they have used in a triological relationship. This is to help them to shape what is taught and also how the curriculum is delivered in their teaching and learning activities in the classroom. So how are we going to develop the triological approach on this learning digital innovation product? So I will apply this Get Smart Plus 4 textbook for the year for students as well to make a triological relationship between the education and also the learning communities, which is supported by Ahmad and the other experienced writers. So I have my learning communities, which is in a group, to give me comments and suggestions to make more improvement to my digital innovation product. So it speculates on a framework for learning and also draws on the extensive experience in creative practice and also inquires throughout the practice and related pedagogy in the classroom. So for my version 1, the trilogical learning process that I've made is actually to the playground. I only focus on one module, which is module 6, getting around from their Get Smart Plus 4 textbook. And also, the students will become the decision maker and they have to read and understand by applying the DSKP 3.3, which is read and independently for information and enjoyment, to choose the correct street safety rules. However, throughout the teacher collaboration that I've asked throughout my mentors and also the experienced teachers, which is the Ketua Panitia in the English development and also the English department, they have told me that it should be more than that. So their suggestion will be more than one module. So the module 1 to 10 with the language focus and also the grammar will be a better decision to help the students and teachers to learn the grammar well in the classroom. And this requires the problem-based learning and also the professional development with the trialogical learning, as it often involves solving real-world problems. So it will be like a realization of the real world. And also in the curriculum studies, it should involve the creating educational programs or the innovation product as such to be more comprehensive solutions for the teachers and students. So for the version 2 that I've made the improvement will be the more focus on the students' engagement, and also I have found and also studied some of the research to have a better integration for the language focus and also for my digital innovation product. And this digital innovation product will also assess throughout their knowledge and also their grammar focus by assessment and evaluation, not just only focusing on the traditional formative and summative assessment, but also the authentic assessment in here. So this unique approach embraces the trilogical learning method, such as fostering a dynamic learning experience that encourages active participation through, between the students, and also the critical thinking, which is the KPPB element will be used in here, and also practical application of language focus as their knowledge from module 1 to module 10. So this is one of the supported evidence that I have actually developed during my practicum time. This is a Padlet which implemented the educational technologies, which is 4.0, and also it encourages the active participation throughout their learning process. So we can see there are a lot of emojis, and also they will have to comment with the story ending. They will write a lot of things, and this will engage them throughout the lesson. So the students will have a more fun learning environment, and they will be more conducive and be motivated throughout the lesson. So how am I going to develop this story game? Like how is it interesting and interactive in the classroom? So how is it effective? So throughout the episode app that I have used in my phone, so for the teachers, they can use my digital innovation product in future. So I'm developing this story game, how to play it. So here, are we always late? So in module 1, Get Smart Plus for textbook, for the year 4 students, they will learn one of the language focus will be always, usually, sometimes, and never. So they will have to choose depending on their knowledge and how they learn the language focus in the lesson. So is it no, we are just usually late? Yes, we are sometimes late, or yes, we are never late. So let's look at the option if they choose no, we are just usually late. So throughout the process, they have chosen their answers. So the narrator will let them know what whether if they have made the correct decision or the answer. So what if they made the wrong or mistake? So this is basically the outfit, so they can be more interactivity and more interesting. So there's a replay button down there. If they have made a wrong decision, so they can try to reattempt this game or this episode. So if they made the wrong decision or the wrong answer for the language focus, so what if they choose, yes, we are never late? So apparently, we can see that the bad consequences will be portrayed. So they will understand that this is the wrong decision made. So they can try to reattempt by clicking the replay button. So it will say from the narrator, oops, and he said, never is zero time. So that the students will also learn and understand that never is actually zero time of frequency to be used in the real world application as well. Is basically they can play with it, and also they have the interactive time for not just only focusing on the language focus as well. So let's go to the next slide. So this innovation project, it have it have goals in there. So the first goal for my innovation project is students can read and identify the situation to make correct decisions by choosing the correct language focus or grammar in the story using reading skills by implementing DSKP 3.3, read independently for information and enjoyment with the KPTB element, 6C, critical thinking. So next one will be helping the teachers to evaluate the students' understanding for the language focused learning by embracing the digital language learning approach, which is DLL, and implementing trilogical learning method that encourages active participation, critical thinking, and practical application in the classroom. So if the teacher plays this game in the classroom by using projector, so they will actively participating in the classroom. So they will read and try to have discussion among their friends to try to attempt the best or the most accurate answer for that. So the uniqueness for this digital innovation product is applying the trilogical learning method and the 6C critical thinking and the DSKP 3.3. So this and includes the active participation, which encourages active participation among the students to read and make decisions within the story, and also the critical thinking for them to analyze the situation, to choose most appropriate response to go beyond memorization. So this is just a modified version from the textbook. So it's not 100% the same as the textbook. So they have to um, really understand the language focus or grasp the language focus to go through the story. So for the next one will be progressive learning. So the students will build upon their knowledge and also language skills throughout the modules from module 1 to 10, and this encourages students to build on their existing knowledge and experiences. So this digital innovation product with the trilogical learning method, it includes the five major approaches, which is a 2C, 2I, and 1R, sorry. So the first one will be constructive, collaborative, integrative, reflective, and also inquiry-based learning. So the next one will be the practical application. So by applying the language skills in context, they will gain the practical experience by using the language in meaningful situation for language acquisition. So after they have learned throughout this story, interactive story game, so they will have to or they will try to use the language focus in their daily conversation, and also the collaborative elements to allow the students to discuss with their friends or the teachers in the classroom by enhancing and promoting the deeper understanding learning experience throughout the language focus as well, and also the problem solving skills, which is a very important element in trilogical learning. So it encourages the students to think about the outcomes of their choices, as the bad consequences like any will be said, will be portrayed for their decisions, for their wrong decision made. So this will address the real world problems and challenges if they have used the language focus wrongly. So for the next one will be the expected results. So by applying the trilogical learning method, it will have three main types for the expected results and also the behavioral, cognitive, and social constructivist. So in here, my digital innovation product will focus on the engagement, active learning, which is supported by CHAY and Direction 2021, and also the real-world application, where you surround the D and all the experienced writers in 2021, and also the integration with curriculum studies and also the individualized learning to adapt each student's pace and level of understanding to receive tailored feedback to cater the students and the teachers' unique needs here. So the next one will be Wang and the experienced researcher in 2021 also supported that motivation throughout the digital learning approach is very important in the classroom for the 21st century learning method nowadays, and also the technology integration, which is very obvious that we need to try to attempt or to apply in our daily teaching and learning activities in the classroom for now. So concisely, for my conclusion, it is to develop information skills, learning and innovation skills, communication skills, life and career skills of all learners in basic education program. So these are all my references, and I will open an Q&A session, which is a question and answer, and you may comment down below. So I will check on your questions and I will answer later on. Thank you so much for today's uh, attentively listening to my proposal presentation today, and thank you.